Hey, good morning. Welcome to Light for the Day. Thank you for joining me here at my home. We're in Romans chapter 1 this morning and just sharing a few thoughts. I'm not going to get into all the political foolishness that we're seeing in our country today. It certainly is not an America that I grew up in. Um, but let me say this. The Apostle Paul talked about in Romans chapter 1, he said, I'm a debtor. He said, I'm ready. And he said, I'm not ashamed to preach the gospel. And that's probably three phrases that have been widely preached by many men of God through the years. I too am not ashamed of the gospel of Jesus Christ. It is the power of God unto salvation to everyone that believeth. And so God's not a respecter of persons, and I'm so thankful that he could save an old wretched sinner like me. And I'm thankful that his gospel can save any person from any background, from any problem, from any sin. But the thing that I want to focus on is after Paul said this statement about being not ashamed of the gospel, he said, the just shall live by faith. And then he says, for the wrath of God is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of men who hold the truth in unrighteousness. That word hold means they suppress the truth. One of the things that we see today in our world, we see it in our news media, especially the news media, is a tremendous suppression of truth. And I believe it was Hitler that said, if you tell a lie long enough and loud enough, people will believe it. And there's a lot of lying going on. There's a lot of misinformation going on. And there's a lot of unrest in our country right now, and we need to pray for our country. We need to pray for our brothers and sisters, our fellow countrymen, because truth is being suppressed even today. And God's going to hold people that suppress truth accountable. The wrath of God is revealed, and we haven't seen anything yet. But there's a crowd that wants to suppress the truth. He comes on down in the text and he says, these people in verse 21 were not thankful. And have you ever seen a day in which nobody seems to be thankful? Matter of fact, the Apostle Paul said in 2 Timothy, I believe it was chapter 3, that one of the signs of the times was unthankfulness. And we see that today. But he comes on down to verse 23 and he says, this same crowd has changed the glory of God, of the uncorruptible God, into an image made like to corruptible man and to birds and four-footed beasts and creeping things. God has been devalued and brought down to a level of the common things that we see in our creation, and God is so far above four-footed beasts and creatures and all this stuff. We see an ultimate, what we're seeing today is a worship of animals and a worship of the earth and a worship of the ecosystem, it seems like. And God's glory has been brought so low. But that's what happens when truth gets suppressed and when people aren't thankful and they change the glory of God. And verse 25 says they changed the truth of God into a lie. And we see that today. What's good is called evil, and what is evil is called good. And we're watching these things that God told us about in Romans chapter 1 unfold before our very eyes. And I want to bring down to the end of the chapter, verse 32. God says, these people who know the judgment of God, that they which commit such things are worthy of death, not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them. Folks, God is not going to wink forever. He is merciful. Thank God for his mercy. He is patient. He is long-suffering. But judgment day is coming. And I beseech every listener to pray for the United States of America. And not just our country, pray for the world. We have a window right now, a great window, a great open door that's effectual, Paul said, that we need to get the gospel out for such a time as this. And people need to see genuine Christianity. And I pray that not only will I take that challenge, but you'll take that challenge. Let's be genuine. Let's be real. Let's love everybody and point the way to Jesus Christ. And because God's not going to wink forever. And I hope that'll be a challenge to you today. And that's Light for the Day. God bless you.